Let's talk about what a recession means in terms of real estate. So let's click over here, look at this chart. So over the last 6 recessions that we've had in this country, this is a chart reflecting home price appreciation. So you can see that most of the time, even in a recession, houses don't go down in value. Now, obviously, the big exception here is 2008. But you may or may not have heard people talking that this current housing market is not like 2008. And here's just a couple reasons why. One of the big ones is there's a lot of new lending practices in place. The people that qualify for loans and are being lent money to purchase homes, the requirements for them to do so are much stricter than they were. The other thing that's happening is home appreciation has been a lot the past couple of years. I'm sure you've heard it from your neighbors or even, looking at the value of your own home. And so the amount of people that are underwater on their mortgage, meaning they owe more than what their house is even worth, it's almost non-existent now. I think back in 2008, it was something like 1 in 4 people owed more on their house than what their house is actually worth, which, you see what happened there. And I'll link an article that I saw a couple of these numbers and stats in below in the description. But all that to say, this market is not the same as 2008. So if you're thinking, man, there's a recession coming, we're in it, whatever, I don't know if it's the right time to buy. I gotta tell you, historically, home values and home appreciation tends to outpace recession and inflation. So let's take a look at this. This is each decade and then 2020, 2021, because obviously we don't have the decade of the 2020s yet. We can see in blue the inflation rate and then in orange the home appreciation rate. And you can see that almost all of the time home appreciation is outpacing inflation. The exception that you can see here on the screen being the 2000s, of course, where we had 2008. But even so, it's just a 0.3% difference. And you can see what's been happening the past couple of years. Typically, one of the best ways to, as this chart says, hedge against inflation is a real estate investment because, historically speaking, it tends to outpace the rate of inflation. So if you've been thinking, man, a recession is here, it's coming, I don't know if it's the right time to buy. Can't promise anything for the future, but like I said, historically speaking, home appreciation tends to outpace inflation. So might not be that bad a time to buy after all.